Residential and commercial real estate are totally different. First, some definitions. Residential real estate is anything from 1 to 4 units. So that could be like a single family house, duplex, triplex, quadplex, or fourplex, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so 1 to 4 units, we put that in the residential bucket. Commercial real estate, on the other hand, is simply any property with 5 or more units. And while you might think, okay, numbers, who cares, right? It's not. It's about way more than just the number of units, right? Because with commercial real estate, you get many advantages. Let's look at some of them really quickly. So on the residential side, the value of your property is based on comps or comparables. So whatever other properties in that same area have sold for in the last 6 months, that is going to pretty much determine the value of your property. And let's look at why that can be greatly or grossly unfair in some situations. So let's say we have two properties, okay? Our property, quadplex, okay, 4 units, and another property also with 4 units. This property already sold, let's say last month, and our property is still on the market. And let's say, okay, we are very good landlords. We keep our expenses low. We have a decent, rent in place for the residents. So we're cash flowing a lot. And this are the fourplex, this are the quadplex that sold recently. Maybe it was some out-of-state owners. They didn't really care about the property anymore. They let it, there's a lot of different maintenance. Maybe they had some vacancies, whatever else. And so when this property sold, it sold for a much lower price than what we think the value of our property is. So even though, the income of these two properties is wildly different, the value that you can get on the open market is going to be very similar because people look at comps on the residential side, right? And again, residential is 4 units or less. And now let's see why, commercial real estate is much better. Let's say, okay, we just add 1 unit to each of these properties, right? So now we have a 5 unit and a 5 unit. Our 5 unit, okay, we have the income is quite high, the expenses are low, so we're cash flowing nicely. And this is the property, right? Again, the owner has neglected the property, so the property maybe has some vacancies, the expenses are high, whatever else, whatever. The income in this property, the net operating income, is much lower than our property. In this case, we don't really have to worry too much about comparables, so to speak, right? Because the value of our property is based on the NOI, the net operating income, divided by the cap rate is going to give you the value. So if our net operating income is higher than this of the property, our value is going to be higher. And this is one of the main reasons why I really like commercial real estate, right? It's not based on comparables and luck and what the market is doing. It's based more on your business plan and your ability to execute that business plan, right? As long as you can asset manage properly, right, you're going to do well. Now, don't ask me why this so-called formula is used. I have no idea, but it is what it is, right? Buyers, sellers, brokers, financiers, bankers, everyone just uses this formula. NOI, net operating income, divided by the cap rate is going to give you the value, right? So to put it simply, if you boost the NOI, right, you boost the net operating income, you have increased the value of your property. And this is all within your own hands or within your own control, right? You just have to you have to make and follow a very good business plan. As long as you can asset manage and you can do everything that needs to be done to boost the income, the net operating income, you're going to be in good hands and you're going to boost the value of your property. Not only that, but a tiny boost in NOI doesn't give you it's not a 1-to-1 increase in terms of value. A tiny boost in NOI is going to give you an exponential increase in value simply because of how the formula works and how you're dividing by the cap rate, right? It could be something crazy like 1 to 200 depending on the market and depending on how you calculate this thing. Okay, so that is one of the main reasons that I love commercial real estate. Is because of this so-called forced appreciation and the ability to, take your destiny in your own hands. Right, so that's really all we do. We find properties where the NOI is not really where it's supposed to be. We formulate a business plan around boosting the NOI, right, and thereby boosting the value. We stick to this business plan, we execute on it, and this is how we pursue extremely good returns. Well, I think they're extremely good returns and they're quite predictable, right? We do our underwriting, we have our business plan, and we execute on it with our asset management. And that's the game, right? It's not magic, it's math. And that's the beauty of it. It's predictable. That's why I love it. Right. So this may not be for everyone, but I don't know about you, but for me, this concept of forcing appreciation rather than just hoping for it is really attractive. And it's one of the main reasons that I fell in love with commercial real estate. So if you want to learn more, feel free to reach out. If this idea of forcing appreciation also appeals to you, I think our investment goals, our philosophies, our thinking might align, and therefore we might be good partners to invest on different deals, right? And I don't claim to know everything, I'm still learning, but I believe that forced appreciation is like the, I know people say like compounding is like the eighth wonder of the world, but forced appreciation might be the ninth wonder of the world. I don't know, but that's just to me. I love it, I love it, I love it. See you in the next video. Haven't joined yet? Our free investing group gives you front row access to new deals and helpful investing education. Sign up today.